Hollywood, July 22, 2025. In a recent interview with the prestigious film magazine Cinemode, actor Jamie Dornan shared candidly and humorously about the experience of filming sex scenes, something that has become his trademark since the hit series 50 Shades of Grey. People think that sex scenes are always fiery and romantic like on screen, Dornan shared with a smile, but in reality, it's like performing an artistic gymnastics. Choreographed, marked, and most importantly, remembering to smile at the right time. The Northern Irish actor said that filming sex scenes requires absolute trust between co-stars and crew, as well as a high level of professionalism. It's a strange dance between intimacy and distance. You have to show intense emotions while making sure not to break the ethical framework of the profession, he said. Dornan also did not hesitate to reveal that these scenes, although set up to make the audience hold their breath, were actually somewhat humorous moments. One time we were filming a tense scene, the lighting was dim, everything was on point, and the bed props creaked so much that we couldn't continue. The whole crew burst out laughing. The romance was gone in 3 seconds, he recalled, unable to hide his amusement. However, Jamie Dornan also affirmed that each such scene was an indispensable part of the story. I don't feel shy, because I believe in the role and the message the film wants to convey. When it's done delicately, it's not just a sex scene, it's an emotional language. Currently, Jamie Dornan is participating in a new project that has not been revealed, rumored to continue to have hot scenes. When asked about the possibility of doing more hot scenes, he just smiled and said, "If the script requires it and it brings artistic value, I am ready. But next time, I hope the bed doesn't make any sound." There's no such thing as instinct when you're doing a sex scene in front of 30 people on set. Jamie Dornan admits that, despite being used to the skinny demands of the script, he still can't avoid awkward moments. Doing sex scenes is never routine. You can understand the process, but the feeling is always new, and sometimes extremely awkward, he laughs. The actor describes the set where such scenes are often not as sexy as audiences imagine. You're lying there, pretending to gasp, and the director is shouting, "Jamie, turn your head slightly to the left. That's right, so the light hits your cheek." It's not sexy at all, he jokes, drawing laughter from the entire interview studio. Professionalism is key. Despite being able to laugh and talk freely about the sensitive subject, Dornan always emphasizes professionalism in every scene. He has particular praise for intimacy coordinators, an emerging position in the film industry that ensures actors' safety and comfort during sensitive scenes. A coordinator is like a conductor. They help everyone understand the boundaries, and make sure no one feels like they're overstepping their bounds. Thanks to them, I feel respected, and I can focus on the role rather than worrying about whether I'm doing something wrong. Audience and family reactions. When asked about the reaction from his wife and family, Jamie bursts into laughter. "My wife is a very down-to-earth and funny person. She looks at those scenes and says, 'Wow, that's good technique. But I think that part is a little awkward.'" Dornan recalls with fondness. The public has received mixed reactions, from praise for his ability to express emotion, to debates about whether sex scenes are really necessary in modern films. Jamie is candid. "I think when it serves the story, and is handled responsibly, it absolutely has its place. But if it's just for the sake of publicity, that's not the kind of project I want to do anymore." Ahead, a more inner Jamie Dornan, and less bed scenes. Dornan revealed that he's looking for deeper roles that require inner depth rather than bed depth. "I want to try roles that are morally complex, or characters that are not easy to like. I don't want to be pigeonholed as a seductive gentleman, although I'm grateful that it's opened a lot of doors." Jamie doesn't deny that, though, "If a sex scene is written so well that I can't say no, I'll read the script, and check the bed before I say yes." What do colleagues say about Jamie Dornan? Not only the public, but also colleagues who have worked with Jamie Dornan have interesting comments about him. Dakota Johnson, his inseparable co-star in 50 Shades, once joked, "Jamie is someone who can talk about philosophy and wear leather. and do both in a surprisingly reasonable way. Meanwhile, director Sam Taylor Johnson shared, "Hot scenes can be a big challenge for any actor. But Jamie brings a sense of trust. He not only knows how to show off, but also makes others feel safe." There are even male co-stars who have shared that they have learned a lot from the way Jamie behaves in the working environment, always maintaining respect and understanding, but never lacking humor to break the tension. Film industry, from sex symbol to powerhouse actor. After 50 Shades, Jamie Dornan faced the stereotype that he was a labeled case. But in recent years, he has gradually proven that he is more than just a beautiful body and a bedtime talk eye. With diverse roles in A Private War, The Fall, Belfast and most recently The Tourist, critics have begun to mention Dornan as an actor with emotional depth and the ability to transform surprisingly diversely. The Guardian once wrote, "Jamie Dornan is proof that a film icon can be reborn, if they are patient enough and take their craft seriously enough." And then, what's next for Jamie Dornan? When asked if he ever regrets accepting the flesh roles of the past, Dornan shakes his head without hesitation. "I don't regret it. Every role, no matter how bold, no matter how controversial, is a building block of my journey. What I've learned is, no scene is really hot if you don't put your heart into it." Jamie Dornan is currently preparing to take on a completely new role, a war psychologist in an independent film produced by France. No sex scenes, no bedrooms, just dialogue and mental wounds. "This time, I am naked with my soul, not my body." He smiles meaningfully. Jamie Dornan, from Christian Grey to a man of depth and gentleness. Success is not only about the fiery scenes, but also about how people keep the passion for the profession after the first glory. For Jamie Dornan, perhaps the most attractive part of him, not his six-pack abs, is the confidence that says, "I am more than a body. I am a journey." Jamie Dornan is not the first to step out of an iconic role, but he is one of the few who knows how to shed the glamorous shell without losing his own light. He does not deny his past, does not run away from the role that made his name, but also does not let himself be imprisoned in the shiny metal handcuffs of 50 Shades. He moves forward, without noise, without tricks, with his own ability, steadfastness and a professional attitude that people respect. In an era where cinema is spinning between commerce and depth, between bed and human values, Jamie Dornan chooses to walk on a tightrope, a fragile wire between art and emotion. And strangely, he not only keeps his balance, but also dances on it. It may be many years from now, the name Jamie Dornan will still be mentioned together with Christian Grey. But there will come a time when people will no longer call him the hot scene gentleman. They will call you an actor. It's that simple, but it's the most noble title.